In a world where local musicians and artists are unrated, underappreciated, unnoticed, battered, abused, and swept under the rug.
Living show to show without secure benefits like medieval jesters.
Run with the Kittens.
You're actually listening to it right now. I played a song for my hamster that just died.
Well, absolutely.
I lied.
Underplayed and underpaid.
Real local music.
Use what you have.
All the canned rock stuff. And the can't rock stuff, too.
Chuck Wood around.
We won't get into that.
That was a good thing.
Mondays at 6 p.m.
Local special to me, really cool, amazing, incredible. Like, I need to rise up to this level.
Phenomenal.
Definitely incredible.
Probably the coolest.
Strong. You're a peopleaholic.
Oh.
Why are you killing me?
I'll try not to swear.
CFRU 93.3.
Wow, the food was
Delicious.
had a smorgasbord of awesomeness.
It's not your regular breakfast sausage.
I also ate some cocktail wieners and drank some melon liqueur one morning very early on the tour bus.
Welcome to Underplayed and Underpaid. Yours truly, Brian McNeil, soon to be joined with Braden Johnson. We like to welcome everybody back for Frosh Week. It's going to be crazy week downtown, and we already got a lot of really interesting stuff to tell you guys about, to promote some downtown DJs and my favorite first Friday of every month. So let's just go right into it. I got an interview with Derek Windmill. So Underplayed and Underpaid is now in your radio. So this is Brian McNeil for 93.3 CFRU, University of Guelph Campus Radio. Underplayed and Underpaid is the name of the show, and this is the name of the hour. So I'm here with Derek Windmill, and he's a DJ. So, Derek, what's your DJ name, and how did it come about?
My DJ name, Big D, came from a nickname. I was always a big guy. First name's Derek. It just came about that Big D it stuck. So it was just went by that, and everybody else started calling me Big D, and then so on and so forth.
And, what do you do concerning music? What styles do you pertain to? And yeah.
Well, in the music scene, it's just I enjoy a lot of different types of music. I like live bands. I like DJs. Many performances. I personally I love house music, dance hall, a little bit of hip hop. But when it comes to playing music, I'll play almost anything. I'll play to what the crowd wants. If they want top 40, I'll play top 40. If they want rock, I'll play rock. Even a little bit of country. So I just play whatever and gear towards the crowd.
Where and when did you get started DJing?
When I got started DJing, like I said before, I was 13. Started doing the preteen dances. It wasn't until about 2 or 3 months later I was doing a preteen dance in Orangeville on a Friday night.
Cool.
And my old man couldn't pick me up. So I ended up going back to my boss's place in Brampton, but he had a DJ gig. This was at Twister's. It was on Queen Street. It's closed now, but anyways, he brought me there. He said, this guy's with me. He's going to help me. DJ'd about a half an hour set after 2 o'clock that night. And then after that, then the owners got me in there, so me and him would split up the night. That was my first club I DJ'd. And then after that night, he brought me to all his gigs that he did in Brampton. So that was on Monday nights, it was the Place on Kennedy Road. Tuesdays, it was Jack's Backyard in Brampton. Thursday was the Place again, which we did music videos. So I'd also VJ instead of just DJing. And then Fridays was Twisters, which then turned into Hype. Did that. And then Saturday nights we did live to air from Club Downtown in Brampton. It was late night radio live on Z with Mike Devine was the host, and me and Mixmaster Marcus, we would just go back and forth and do a set each, and that way we could go and have fun whenever, and it was just, yeah.
So what was the name of the guy who you kind of tagged along with at the beginning?
That was Mixmaster Marcus.
Okay, yeah. All right. So you told me before that you did some work with DJ Danny D. What was it like to be around DJ Danny D, and did he teach you a lot?
DJ Danny D, he's a pretty relaxed guy. He was very, very nice. Didn't do a lot of talking. He just let his fingers and everything just play the music, and you just heard what he did. Didn't like talking a lot, and once he got in the zone, you couldn't get him out. It was just like once the lights came on and everybody started leaving, then he would start getting out of it, and then you could actually talk to him. But until then, it was just like when he's playing, he's playing. You can't. You try to interrupt him, you can't, because he's just focusing straight on what he's doing. Right. But yeah, he taught me, he's just like, as a DJ, you're only as good as your last gig. DJs are a dime a dozen. Good DJs are hard to find. So it's play what the crowd wants, not what you want. Because as soon as you start playing only what you want is when people are going to get sick and tired and just leave. And then once you don't have a following anymore, you're nothing. And then that's when the DJs are a dime a dozen.
Gotcha.
So.
All right. Are you otherwise involved in the bar scene other than DJing music?
Yes, I'm also a bouncer. I'm a bouncer 6 nights a week. I DJ on the Wednesday nights.
Wow. Busy guy.
Yeah. Also, I'll do anything in the bar scene. I love the bar scene. I've been in it for so long. It's just like I can see myself doing this a long time. I'll bartend. I'll stock fridges. I'll serve people drinks. I'll do anything that's required. Right. I'll even help with renovations and stuff. So cool. It's just I do whatever I want in the bar scene and just go on from there.
Nice. Do you do anything outside of being in the bar scene?
I own my own expedite business, actually. So, like, I drive 1 to 4 skids from factory to factory in around Southern Ontario. But then in my spare time, it's just sleep and video games.
Yeah? What's your favorite video game?
Probably Call of Duty.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to get nice and late on the questions now. Of all places you've been or performed, what's the best or most memorable place you've shared a meal or had a meal?
Had a meal, I would have to say Moxie's.
Really?
Yeah, I really enjoy the food there. I've been to quite a few places, and it's a toss-up between Moxie's and Al Capone's place in Cuba.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, Al Capone's place. Can you tell us about that?
Al Capone's place is in Verdadero, Cuba. Was his old house in Cuba. But when he died, they renovated it and turned it into a restaurant. And they have Italian food, and it's actually very good. You wouldn't think like people in Cuba could actually make Italian food, but it's
yeah, cool.
Yeah, Spanish people making Italian food, and it actually works. It's good.
Nice. If you could have dinner with anyone in the world, alive or dead, who would it be and why?
That would be my grandmother on my dad's side. I'd never met her. She died a month before I was born. Oh. And that's the only person that I could actually think of that would I'd want to have dinner with and sit down and talk to, because I've never done it before. So.
Right. Well, thank you very much for the interview. How can anybody get a hold of you or contact you concerning possibly pulling you away from this bar for a night to do some DJ work?
You can contact me on Facebook. I have a fan page, DJ Big D. It's a small I, everything else is capital letters. Or you can contact me at djbigd_LXL@hotmail.com.
Right on. Okay, well, thank you very much for the interview, and I appreciate it.
No problem.
All right. So that was an interview with Big D, Derek Windmill, and you can catch him Wednesday nights, Wild Wednesdays at Club Vinyl on Macdonnell. Up next, we got an interview with DJ Flawless. So we'll get right into that then. Okay, so this is Brian McNeil for 93.3 CFRU, University of Guelph Campus and Community Radio. Our show is Underplayed and Underpaid, and I'm here with DJ Flawless. DJ Flawless, could you tell us what you DJ, where you DJ?
I play electro, house, and grimy dubstep, and I play at Vinyl on Thursdays, Loft at Dubfire on Friday nights, rotating resident, and then I play Saturdays at Van Gogh's on the main floor, the same style of music for the last 3 years now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Right on. And could you tell us, or tell the listeners, possibly what your influences were to get to this point?
When I first started playing music, I'm a lot older than some of the DJs in town here that I hang out with and that I play with, but my influences from the very beginning were drum and bass and breaks, and then I got into house slowly this is over 10 years ago. I got into house, and then I got into electro because I like the speed of it and the happiness of it, and then along came dubstep, and it's been ruining my life since, and I love it.
Right
So,
on.
Yeah.
So, what's your opinion on top 40 DJs?
Top 40 DJs. Everybody's been one eventually. Like you play what the crowd wants. You know what I mean? Like but top 40 to some DJs isn't top 40. You just remix it, you mash it up, and you have fun with it. And as long as the crowd loves it, who cares what it is?
Right on. Do you produce any of your own music?
No, I haven't reached that part yet. I'm too bit. I love playing. I just love the actual rocking out 1, 2s, and 3s.
Right on.
Like that's all I love to do.
How many years have you been in the profession, or actually, how long have you been DJing?
I've been DJing about 11 years regularly. I learned how to cook and DJ at the same time when I went to culinary school, so it kind of went hand in hand, and I'm still doing it to this day 11 years later, so regularly, both careers, and I love it, so I wouldn't change anything.
Terrific. Where are you from?
I'm from London, Ontario.
Okay, and how does the scene compare from London to Guelph, in your opinion?
Guelph is blowing up right now. London blew up a long time ago, and it's been holding strong, but Guelph has just been, there's some really good promoters here, and they're bringing in really great talent, which is good for us DJs because we're opening up for these great DJs that are coming into town, and it's just getting exposure, and everything's amazing.
That's awesome. Awesome. If somebody was to try to get a hold of you, or need to get a hold of you, whether for booking or even for questioning, how would that be possible?
You can reach me on Facebook, djflawless09 at hotmail.com, or Jason Beckstead on Facebook. My Flawless page is going up soon. I'm also on Twitter at Flawless for Life, capital FAVVLESS for Life on Twitter as well.
Right on. What was the last book you read?
Last book I read? I read DJ Magazine like every week. I don't read books anymore. Other than cookbooks and how-to books for cooking and stuff like that for my other career, but I haven't read a book in a long time. I kind of miss it, actually.
Right on. All right, now, easy question. If you could have dinner with anybody, alive or dead, who would it be and why?
Oh, Mitch Hedberg. That guy's he's awesome. His views are so simple. God rest his soul, but he saw things where like a lot of normal people see things, and I listen to him every day while I'm at work, and it just makes time fly by so much faster, and you're always happy when you hear him. So
right on. Well, again, thank you very much for the interview.
Thank you.
This has been Brian McNeil with DJ Flawless for 93.3 CFRU Radio, University of Guelph Campus and Community Radio. Again, that was interview with DJ Flawless. You can check him out on Thursdays at the Vinyl, Van Gogh's on Saturday, and The Loft on Friday. And so check it out. Fun times. Up next, we got Seductive Sound Crew. I was lucky enough to catch up with them on 3rd floor of Van Gogh's. So here's Seductive Sound. All right, so this is Brian McNeil for 93.3 Underplayed and Underpaid on CFRU Radio. And I'm sitting here with Seductive Sound Crew. How's it going, guys?
Not too bad. How you doing?
Okay. Doing well. And can you introduce yourself for the listener and tell us what you do?
I'm Ian Singh. I'm a DJ here at Van Gogh's. We do every Saturday for the summer.
I'm Jerome Prasad. I'm also part of Seductive Sound Crew. Same with Ian. I'm his partner in crime. And yeah, that's about it.
Right on. So musically, what are your influences?
We have a lot of influences, actually. Like everything from DJs to like the whole hip-hop scene, like all sorts of things, man. Everything to do with music, pretty much.
Same?
I think it's definitely our background. Like growing up, we kind of got introduced to like the reggae, soca music kind of growing up, and then coming to Guelph where top 40 and house music's really big down here, so we kind of have that versatility to play whatever we want when we want.
Great. Where are you guys from?
I'm from Guelph.
Yeah.
I'm Guelph born and raised as well.
So am I, just for keeping tabs. And where do you guys play and when?
This summer we've been doing Van Gogh's 3rd floor, like this whole summer, Saturdays. We did Friday last night as well.
Great.
Yeah.
And
during the school year, we just got a spot at apartment 58 every Thursday nights there, so should be good.
Have you guys played anywhere outside of Guelph?
Yeah, we've done some shows in Kitchener-Waterloo area, Titanium, and we're trying to get into Toronto actually right now, so that's what we're working on for 2012, yeah.
Right on. Now, what's the biggest venue you guys have played outside of Guelph, if you could remember?
Probably be Titanium, eh?
Yeah, Titanium.
Titanium probably be the biggest spot, yeah.
Right on. Okay, do you guys play top 40 typically? Yeah?
Usually to start off the night, we get going with the top 40 just to get the crowd going, and then we just go off of that, whatever the crowd vibe is.
All right. Outside of the club in the top 40, what do you usually like to play for yourselves? Or if you were to make an album, of your own remixed material, what style of music would you call it?
It's hard to say, man. I don't know. I guess we're big fans of all genres. A lot of the Caribbean music, like soca, reggae, dancehall music. We love the house music, electro, even a little bit of dubstep here and there, But we're huge hip-hop fans. We love the hip-hop.
How can anybody get a hold of you guys for bookings or even just to chat, ask some questions, whether online or did you want to give out any kind of a phone number?
Yeah, you can always check us out on Facebook, facebook.com/SeductiveSC. Or you can even hit us up, seductivesoundcrew@gmail.com. Our big promoters are Fresh Media, so you can always hit them up on Facebook or the website as well for booking or contact info.
Right on. Okay, well, thank you guys very much, Seductive Sound Crew. And we're chilling here on Saturday evening and on third floor, getting ready to open up the doors. It'll probably be a great night. Students are almost back, so yeah, thanks again for the interview. And this has been Brian McNeil for Underplayed and Underpaid on 93.3 CFRU, University of Guelph Campus Community Radio. Now we're back. It's Brian up in CFRU again, and I want to thank Seductive Sound Crew, thank Big D, thank DJ Flawless, and you can check out Seductive Sound Crew on Saturdays at Van Gogh's Ear on the third floor. And right now I'd like to take a second just to promote a little bit of our show. If you know anybody, or if you are somebody who's listening in and you'd like to get some free promotion done because you're at the point where you're gigging or you're ready to play shows in Guelph, please get a hold of us at Brian CFRU, that's BRYAN CFRU @gmail.com, and I'll be happy to come out and do an interview and play some of your songs on the air. Wacky World of Waldo Fortunes just showed up. That's a good thing. And so, up next, I was lucky enough to get an interview with Jake Oelrichs from Run with the Kittens. He's the drummer. And awesome band. First Friday of every month. Get your butts out to vinyl. And also, for this interview, listeners' discretion is advised.
Some other dog barking on the roof. No one knows what to do. And then his hollow head, his brain shakes the thought. Well, he's flying jets with his bag of teeth. The methadone puts him to sleep. It's down, tucked away. The room is scattered with disaster. Oh, in a life where you don't know just what you're after. Oh, there comes a time when you will find that you just can't pay for. We still pray for. And screaming at the floor and singing Purple Rain. No one knows his pain. Just before he goes, or just before he's gone, well, he cocks his head and then he shouts, you know he likes to rip her out his dog. Tucked away, the room is scattered with disaster. Oh, in a life where you don't know just what you're after. When you will find that you just can't pay for. singing Purple Rain. And no one knows his pain.
So that's Run with the Kittens. The song was called Dog off the album Myth in the Sky. Up next, it's an unreleased song I was lucky enough to get from Nate Mills, the lead singer. The song is to be coming out on the next album, which should be available in a couple months. And the song is called How Hardcore Is Your Manticore?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the way you count the 7. And now we make it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the way you count the 7. No, it ain't now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the way you count the 7. Plus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the way you count the 7. Plus 3. What? I was having lots of fun chilling in the summer sun. Black snow fell from the clouds so loud. And when you came home, I had a whole steak cooked, and we could eat it off the floor. We could read it in a book. You got it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the way you count the 7. And now we make it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the way you count the 7. No, it ain't now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the way you count the 7. Plus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the way you count the 7. Plus 3. What? hardcore is the manticore? How hardcore is the manticore? How hardcore is the manticore? How swift is your Pegasus? How swift is your Pegasus? How hardcore is your manticore? How hardcore is your manticore? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the way you count the 7. And now we make it now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the way you count the 7. No, it ain't now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the way you count the 7. Plus 2. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the way you count the 7. Plus 3. What? How swift is your Pegasus? How swift is your Pegasus? How hardcore is your manticore? How hardcore is your manticore?
All right, so this is Brian McNeil for 93.3 CFRU, University of Guelph Campus and Community Radio, and I'm chilling outside of Sun Suns, of all places, with Jake Oelrichs, the drummer from Run with the Kittens. How you doing tonight, Jake?
Pretty good. Sun Suns, fine Chinese 2 a.m. food. Gotta try it.
Hey, yeah. Well, it's been here long enough. It's not like it could be a failure. So thanks for doing this interview. This would be the second. The first interview that we did, we aired on August 1st as a replay, so you can always go back and check that. Underplayed and Underpaid is the name of our show. How have the Kittens been, and what are you guys doing for Frosh Week?
We're just kind of doing like our usual little tour around Southern Ontario cities. We got our monthly residencies in Hamilton, Guelph, and Kitchener. That keeps us busy at the beginning of each month, so it should be a good time. And yeah, we're just kicking that off tonight in Guelph, and so far it's been pretty fun. A really hot night, but
yeah,
good crowd.
It's sweltering. And yeah, I was told that there was a challenge to not sweat, and I couldn't rise up to the challenge.
Yeah, Nate challenged everyone not to sweat. I would dare everyone to put on a second layer of deodorant. That's how I would challenge. I don't know what Nate's thinking.
I was considering putting on the second shirt, which I just bought, a brand new Run with the Kittens shirts. I got 2 new shirts out in case anybody's looking for them. Anyway, I noticed that Run with the Kittens have 2 songs involving dogs. One, You're My Dog from Bangers and Mash album, and the song Dog from the Myth in the Sky album have the Kittens. Oh, and also a song about beavers. But
what song's about beavers?
A song about beavers. Chewing wood makes you feel real good.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So, have the Run with the Kittens done any songs about Felidae or cats to the lane man?
What was the first thing you said there?
Have Run with the Kittens done any songs about cats?
Cats. We have like our title song, which is named
Run
after
with
the
the
band.
Kittens, right? Yeah.
Kind of how we got our band name, which is called Run with the Kittens.
Refer to the first interview.
Yeah, and it's a beautiful children's song, and we play it for all our audiences,
Run with the Kittens.
whether they're 80 or 3, and they all seem to love it the same.
Right on. What could you tell the listeners about the band Jumple?
Oh, Jumple, good bunch of guys. They can put on a great show in Toronto. They're passionate Russians.
Yeah.
They're for real. They're like their vodka. They like to rock out. They just know how to like have a wicked party on stage and get everyone into it. I've seen violin solos on top of the bass player's shoulders while he was walking out in the audience, like crazy shit. Good music too, like a bit of a kind of Eastern European vibe, like not like some odd time signatures. Great drummer, just great band all around. We'll probably do a show with them before too long again in Toronto.
Very cool. Yeah, I've seen a few videos, including a video where Nate met the lead singer of Jumple on the street, and it was for the upcoming Jumple and Kitten show, and also you guys crashed their set, and they crashed your set. So what was that all about?
Oh, it was we had some confrontations because we didn't always like each other. You know, music, it's like sometimes it's a game, and you want to get the upper hand, and so we staged Battle of the Bands between Jumple and Run with the Kittens at the El Macambo in Toronto. And but music, it just all ends up in a big love-in. So at the end of the night, we're just hugging each other, and because we're basically drunk, is drunken love. It's just you can't escape it. And then like we're on stage with them, and they have their shirts off, and I'm banging a cowbell, and yeah, I guess it was inevitable, really.
Fun time with the drunken Ruskies and the drunken Canucks, eh?
Yep. They're so passionate, those Russians, man.
Right on. Okay, so Jake Oelrich, if you could have dinner with anyone in the world, alive or dead, who would it be and why?
I'd probably have dinner with Tolstoy. He's my favorite writer.
Yeah?
Yep.
Favorite writer. What does he write?
He writes the two famous big ones, War and Peace and Anna Karenina.
Okay.
Yeah, and lots of great short stories too.
Right on. Well, thank you very much, Jake Oelrich from Run with the Kittens. He's the drummer, and they play and they perform here the first Friday of every month. That's at the Jimmy Jazz downtown Guelph. And you can also check out the first interview that we did that we re-aired on August 1st alongside Shane Phillips. Again, thank you very much, Jake Oelrich, and it's always a pleasure.
All right. Thanks, man.
I got baggage that's emotional. He's got baggage that's sexual. I got baggage that's emotional. He's got baggage that's sexual. I got baggage that's emotional. He's got baggage that's sexual. I got baggage that's emotional. He's got baggage that's sexual. I wanna hold you till I die, but I don't want you to cry. You know I love you and I wouldn't lie, so don't treat me like a piece of shit. I got baggage that's emotional. He's got baggage that's sexual. I got baggage that's emotional. He's got baggage that's sexual. Leave you, I could never try. Not that kind
acoustic. Well, Gandhi was a cokehead, Mother Teresa ain't no saint, stealing from the poor and huffing cans of paint. And Rocket Richard, he couldn't get it hard unless he was around little girls. That's right, unless he was around little girls. Let's make horrible accusations, horrible accusations. We don't care if it's true, as long as we're accusing you. As long as we're accusing, accusing, accusing you. Pam Anderson's a man, the Queen Mother was a whore. John Wayne made girls pee on him while shackled to the floor. Oprah's got Tourette's and Michael Landon Kirsten swore, especially around little girls. That's true, especially around little girls. Let's make horrible accusations, horrible accusations. We don't care if it's true, as long as we're accusing you. As long as we're accusing, accusing, accusing you. Well, Terry Fox was lazy, Martha Stewart beats her kids. The Pope is really gay, but he won't tell you that he is. And Elvis was a Nazi that picked through people's trash, unless he was around little girls. Oh, unless he was around little girls. Let's make horrible accusations, horrible accusations. We don't care if it's true, as long as we're accusing you. As long as we're accusing, 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 accusing. Accusing, 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 accusing. I just want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart for those beautiful donations you made tonight. Those of you that purchased copies of our record, Nigel thanks you. Those of you that purchased t-shirts tonight, James thanks you. Those of you that voted for jazz, yes, tonight. Jake, the ambassador of jazz, thanks you. And for those of you that are still here, I thank you.
That was 4 songs by Run with the Kittens, along with an interview by the drummer, Jake Oelrichs. And so I'll go back over that in case I forgot to turn up the volume earlier. The first song was called Dog. The second song is a new song, which is unreleased, called How Hardcore Is Your Manticore? That album should be available in a couple months. Third song after the interview was Sexual Baggage off the album, I believe, Cadgold Jr. And the fourth song is a song I dedicate to Aaron Levy, who is a longtime CFRU personality who's now moved out to BC and he's running a radio station So amazing. Good luck in the future for that. And also, Aaron, I want you to check out a little something. Musicians and actors who all die on the 25th of the month. I think you'll find that very interesting. All right, so back to the show. We just talked about the Kittens, and I want to plug our show again. So if you know anybody, or if you are somebody who would like to be promoted for free and have some of your songs played for free on the radio station, email us at bryancfru@gmail.com, and be happy to get out and do an interview and play some of your music. So up next, we got a longtime friend of mine, DJ Envious, who he actually has performed with the Kittens by going up and just, he had his turntables set up just by chance. The Kittens were having an intermittent night back and forth with he in tandem, I suppose you could say, and he just stood up there and started cutting and scratching with the Run with the Kittens, and they had a great time. You can refer also to the first interview that I did with them, and they ask about DJ Envious also. And DJ Envious plays on the Friday night of every week at Vinyl, but unfortunately this week he's in Las Vegas. Not sure if he's actually DJing down in Las Vegas. I'll have to do another interview with him. So here's what we got. Here's how it goes. This is our final interview on Underplayed and Underpaid, and enjoy. This is Brian McNeil for 93.3 CFRU at the E-Bar with DJ Envious.
What it is, y'all?
Good friend of mine, Marlon, he's been DJing hip hop, R&B, and many other styles of music for 20 years or so.
Oh, well, DJing let's just say we'll start it off with from '88 to present day, I've been dabbling with music. Started off with CFRU on doing the local radio, campus radio, playing tapes, and just started off that way with throwing out all the old mixtapes that I used to acquire and sharing that knowledge with everyone out there, and kind of went from that to vinyl, and had a show with a good friend Tom and Owen, Basement Flavor. That went for a good 10 years solid, and then kind of died off a little bit, but still doing the vinyl thing. I had vinyl every Friday.
Every Friday, yeah. That's always a fun time.
And and also kind of creating my own new style, peppercorn soul, melodic funk, and just kind of bringing back the old jazzy blues, grassroots, Guelph flavor.
Nice. And again, we're at the E-Bar, and gotta send a shout out to the Kazoo Festival. Kazoo Fest is running all this weekend, so this is going to be played obviously after the weekend, but tonight on Thursday night, Decisive is performing live, and I know that last time he was here, you were fortunate enough to come in and get a record signed. What was that experience like?
Well, that just coming here and getting the record signed just kind of came full circle, because I think it was like excuse my throat. It was like 10 years Decisive came to vinyl, I believe. Mm-hmm. And I had purchased one of his first singles. And I came down just seeing if I could get it signed, and he remembered giving the record to me and all that, and got it signed, and so it kind of worked out. That's what hip-hop's all about.
Right on. Okay, so you've already been involved in music for at least 20 years or so. And I heard you were the first to play rap hip-hop on the air in Guelph. How old were you when you were first on the air with hip-hop?
That was the old CFRU campus radio. I was 12 and a half, 13 years old, and it was a scary but cool experience, because just picture a young black, never mind ethnicity, but just a young 13-year-old venturing off at 11 o'clock at night, because our show was 11 till 1 on a Saturday at the University of Guelph, and just checking out the old history and artifacts and whatnot, but just having a radio show at that age. And the cool thing about it that you don't think about is it keeps you out of trouble, and kind of grows from that, and you just get a greater love for music and just wanted to delve more into music. So
right on.
Big ups to Guelph Campus University for that.
Yeah, and Frank Wright and all the people who followed him. Anyway, how many sound crews have you been in, and can you name a couple of them?
I'd have to say at least 4 or 5. To name a few, there was a BMP crew out of Cambridge Kitchener, Analog Sound Crew out of Guelph, Untouchable Sound Crew, they were from Hamilton, Plague Language, my boys Noah from Guelph again.
Big ups. What up, D?
And I guess my own crew, Basement Flavor. That was, I guess, the turntablist crew, but yeah.
Right on. We just got a high five from Decisive. He recognizes me from doing the interview, which actually aired, 3 or 4 weeks ago on CFRU. And you can always check out the archive. And maybe we'll be able to pinpoint down what day it was that the interview aired on the day of the show. So, all right. So, do you DJ currently?
I do.
And what do you do?
Well, as of current gigs or events, every Friday at Club Vinyl, 52 Macdonnell, Guelph, Ontario. Aside from that, I'm always tinkering with my mixed CDs at home. Other projects with you, Barnaby, Locust. So yeah, I'm always kind of like getting my hands in new projects, and if it's music related, I'm always there. I'm always out to share my creativity with others.
All right, what's your favorite venue that you've ever DJ'd at, whether it be a wedding at a really cool place or a club? What's your favorite?
Oh, I'd have to say the time when we went to Montreal.
Yeah.
Not just the experience of going to Montreal. That's like a no-brainer right there. But just the appreciation of the culture of music and hip-hop and house and just dance culture. Like, they know what it's all about, and they know how to party till 6 in the morning.
Literally, I was passed out by 4 a.m. on a couch in front of a bass bin. Yeah,
well, I was there. I was watching you. I was watching you doze off. So yeah, good times.
Right on. Okay, moving on. Where do you usually buy your music, or would you prefer to keep that a secret?
Well, I can name a few since the places are no longer in existence. One of my good DJ buddies, DMS, Alan Hendricks, big ups. He had a radio record store called Baseline Studios, and acquired numerous good hip hop records that I still have at home. Toronto, and believe it or not, the thrift stores, you'll find some good scores if you look hard enough.
Tell me about your home life.
Humble.
Very humble?
It's got to be peace in the home. Like, the world's hectic enough, so you got to have a strong foundation and structured background and all that, and loving family to keep the brain humble and stable.
All right. How many CDs or tapes have you mixed or made in your entire life? Ballpark figure.
Well, the last time I counted, full CDs, I think 30.
Wow. Yeah. And then tapes on top of that?
Well, because all the old, that was like, the tapes were before I even went digital, so I was mixing everything on tape, so there was like countless of mixtapes.
Right on. What's your favorite song to play in the club? Or I know it probably varies at time of night or depending on what the crowd is requesting, but do you have a personal either artist, a favorite artist or song or even genre, like preferably disco or preferably funk or something like that?
Well, that's the thing, like, that's why, like, I guess in the last 5 years I kind of developed my style of peppercorn soul and melodic funk. So I guess how I go about it is it's more of a mutual feeling between myself, how I'm feeling, at the same time the crowd and however they're feeling or what they want to hear, what they want to dance to. But it's almost like psychological musical chemistry, and as weird as that sounds, it's kind of how it kind of has to formulate in order to make everything work out on the dance floor. But it's a system that I've been doing for a while, and if it ain't broke, don't fix.
I agree with that. What is your DJ business called? What do you do, and how can people get a hold of you?
Business is called Deep Rooted Productions. Get a hold of me by email. That is djenvious@rogers.com, or you could link me up on Facebook, DJ Envious. Or no, that's on Facebook. I am under Marlon Joefield.
Okay, that's JOEFIELD, Joefield. Right on. Can you tell me about the worst experience that you've ever had involving music? The worst experience you've ever been through with concerning music?
That'd have to be the heartbreaker right there. When I had my stuff stolen. I was back in 2001 when I still had my radio show, but at that time it was just myself, and I was letting a lot of people up, giving them a chance to represent, say their rhyme, say whatever. But I was young, kind of naive, hanging out with the wrong crowds, and not knowing who my true friends were. So mingled up with these guys from Kitchener, did a couple shows, thought everything was going good. So one time when we were supposed to do a gig at, I believe it was called Elements in Kitchener. They picked me up. We went down there and stopped off at Buddy Dude's house. And that's when everything kind of went wrong. I got out, he got out, go to his house, and then all of a sudden the driver with all my stuff booked off, said he was going home to get some more records. Didn't see him, and then all of a sudden Buddy Dude bolted. And that was it.
Ouch. That must have been tough, man.
Yeah, I tried to... And the thing was, I tried to go to court and do the whole legal thing, but nothing kind of prevailed out of that. So, it's kind of double jeopardy there. Thinking that I was going to get justice from the...
Sorry to cut that a little bit short, but we're running out of time. You can always catch DJ Envious on Friday nights at Club Vinyl, unfortunately. And fortunately, he'll be filled in for by DJ Nitrous, who's been doing Saturday and Friday second floor Van Goghs for over a decade. Awesome DJ. It's going to be great, so make sure you come out and check him out. And make sure, if you're looking for a DJ or anything for weddings or anything, Marlon is great at that. You can find him, again, under Deep Rooted Productions. You can find him somewhere on the internet, or Facebook him at Marlon Joefield. And so, thank you very much for tuning in for another installment of Underplayed and Underpaid. Stay tuned for The Wacky World of Waldo 4 Tunes, which is coming up right next. And again, thank you very much.